Welcome to the deep dive. You're probably here because you want to get smarter, faster, find those aha moments without wading through tons of info.
hmm
And today, that's exactly what we're aiming for. We're looking closely at a classic jazz standard on the sunny side of the street.
Yeah, and you might just think, oh, that happy song.
Right.
But the analysis we've looked at,
Mm-hmm.
it digs much deeper. It reveals some surprising things about resilience, about perspective.
Absolutely. Our source really unpacks it. The song's origins, the lyrics, its whole cultural journey. It seems simple on the surface, but there's a lot going on underneath.
There really is. It's kind of a perfect example of that.
So our mission here in this deep dive is basically to give you that shortcut. We want to unpack all those layers, understand why this song hit home back then, and, why it still does.
Okay, let's dive in.
So the first thing that really grabbed me was how it starts. It's not sunny at all, is it?
No, not at all. It's quite the opposite. Those first lines, walked with no one and talked with no one, and I had nothing but shadows. That's pretty bleak,
Yeah, bleak is the word. Isolation, maybe even despair.
which makes that shift, to the chorus feel so much more powerful. It really sets up this journey from darkness to light.
It makes you wonder, what happened? Who or what caused that change?
Well, the analysis suggests thinking about that. Could it be like a new relationship, a mentor figure?
Or maybe just deciding, internally to see things differently.
Could be. Whatever it was, it makes the happiness feel earned, like you've genuinely left something difficult behind.
Right, and then boom, the chorus hits. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep.
It's so direct, it's almost like practical advice.
Yeah, like a prescription. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. It's actionable. You can almost feel yourself doing it.
Exactly. And that phrase, sunny side of the street, it's such a great metaphor.
It really is. It's not just, crossing the road to get out of the shade. It's about actively choosing a brighter outlook, seeking the light.
And think about when this came out, 1930, right in the thick of the Great Depression.
Oh, absolutely. That context is crucial.
Because then that line, if I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. I mean, wow.
It takes on this incredible weight, doesn't it? Suddenly, it's not just a clever lyric.
No way. In a time of huge economic hardship where money was scarce for so many.
It's saying real wealth isn't about cash. It's something internal. Contentment, maybe. A state of mind.
Yeah, a richness of spirit, something that, the economy crashing couldn't actually touch. That's a powerful message for that specific time.
And the analysis notes it debuted on Broadway in Lou Leslie's International Review.
Right, along with another standard, actually. And the interesting thing is, the review itself didn't last very long.
But the song did. It survived.
Which just goes to show a really good song connects,
Yeah.
It finds its own life beyond its original show or context.
Let's talk about the lyrics themselves for a second. Dorothy Fields. The source calls her a language magician.
And you can totally see why. The way she plays with sounds, it's brilliant.
Like just the riddle in On the Sunny Side of the Street, or this rover crossed over, or that Rockefeller line we mentioned, they just roll off the tongue.
And she uses these consecutive rhymes like shade, parade, and afraid. It sounds really natural, almost like you're just talking.
But it's so musical at the same time. Very clever.
And that little phrase, pitter-pat,
Mhm.
what does the analysis say about that?
It points out how it works on two levels, doesn't it? It's the sound of footsteps, obviously.
Right, walking towards the sunny side.
But it also hints at a heartbeat, maybe excitement, or just life itself. It weaves sound and feeling together. Really neat.
There's also that bit of music history intrigue surrounding who actually wrote the music.
Ah, yes, the Fat Swaller story.
The analysis mentions this anecdote, this possibility, that maybe Fats Waller really composed it and sold the rights cheap to Jimmy McHugh.
Which, apparently it happened sometimes back then. Adds a whole other layer of, mystery to it all.
Definitely. You have Jimmy McHugh, who was a big deal composer, worked with Fields a lot.
And then Fats Waller, just this legendary jazz pianist and personality, but maybe, as the story goes, not always getting his due financially for his compositions.
It's a fascinating kind of behind-the-curtain look at the music business of that era.
Yeah, it really is.
Let's go back to the lyrics for a moment. That line, I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade.
Mm-hmm. There's a deeper connection there, right?
Absolutely. The analysis connects the word blues back to its origins, like Blue Devils, meaning melancholy, sadness.
And it's tied into the whole history of blues music itself.
Which came out of the hardships faced by African Americans, especially in the late 19th century. So Blues on Parade isn't just feeling a bit down.
It potentially taps into this whole cultural history of struggle, but also resilience,
Hmm.
which makes the move out of the shade.
Even more significant. It's not just personal sadness. It could represent overcoming something much bigger, moving towards hope.
And the song clearly resonated. I mean, look at who recorded it.
Oh, the list is incredible. Ted Lewis, Harry Richmond, right at the start.
Louis Armstrong's version is iconic.
Nat King Cole, Ella Fitzgerald. I mean, just legendary artists. It truly became a standard.
And the analysis mentions those early versions hitting the pop charts, Ted Lewis doing it slower, Harry Richmond including that introductory verse we talked about.
Yeah, different takes on it right from the beginning. And then Tommy Dorsey had a big hit with it later, in
Yeah.
45, more upbeat.
Shows its versatility, I guess, how it could be adapted, but still keep that core message.
So wrapping things up a bit from our deep dive here,
Yeah.
what are the big takeaways?
Well, definitely that journey, from shadow into light, the power of actively choosing your perspective.
Yeah, and placing it in that Great Depression context, understanding resilience then, plus just the sheer craft of the songwriting, feels lyrics, the melody.
It all comes together. And for you listening, maybe it's worth thinking about, where are your feet pointing right now?
Going back to that earlier question, what or who brings the sunshine? Or how do you find it yourself?
This nearly century-old song, born from tough times, still kind of nudges us, doesn't it? Reminds us we can choose to walk towards the light, even after being in the shade.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. How does knowing all this background, the initial sadness, the historical weight, change how you hear a song that just sounds, well, happy on the surface?
Right, and what other simple-seeming things, songs, stories, art, might be holding deeper, more complex stories, just waiting for us to look a little closer.